Hello everyone, welcome. Thank you for joining me. It's Lee with Lee's Trees, and today we're going to work on our mixed jade forest. This is our front of our group planting here, and we're going to give it a turn around to the left side, to the back, to the right side. I've got a leaf on the pot there, back to the front. And we'll bring it in here so we give it a bit of a trim. It's mid-March. We're getting into spring. And I've had this indoors under the grow lights all winter. And you can see it's really been growing well. I do fertilize it and water it over the winter. So, in the front here, we'll start with the tree right here, our Manny Jade. And there's a little cutting or a little piece back in here we can cut to reduce it back. Let's take this whole branch off the front here and see how that opens it up. That looks better. And I've got this one in the back here, and we will take it back to a couple of leaves. And there's a little piece growing in here that's going to compete. So I'm going to take that off. I got a bunch of dead leaves on the floor of the planting there, but I'm not worried about that. Okay, so this one branch in here, I left a little stub. Let me get that stub cleaned up. And there's an old dead stub in the back we can take off. And some of these little spots down here low are too low for the planting, so we're going to go ahead and take those. But that looks pretty good for the Manny Jade there. So we will come around to the variegated. And it hasn't grown that well over the winter, but that's okay. I can see I've got a sprout here coming up that'll create a new apex. So I'm going to go ahead and take this whole piece off here. And there's a stub in here we can clean up. And I'm going to take this piece off just so there's a little one there that can grow, just so it doesn't get too big in there. And we will take this back a little bit. And here we have a handlebar branch situation starting, so we'll stop that. And the same way inside here, we're just going to try to, we can just rub that off. So now for the big one in the back here, which is our regular standard portulacaria, our standard dwarf jade. So we'll take it back to a couple of leaves. Take it back to a leaf there. I've got the one branch going all the way through to the front there. And the one down beneath it that's doing the same thing. And now that we've taken those out, you can see how that cleaned it up some. We still have this big branch we will take care of in just a moment. And looking at it, well, first, let's take this one, since we have a little piece in there. We'll take this one to a couple of leaves. This double trunk is the Frankie corkbark jade. And since I have this new little piece coming up here, I'm going to go ahead and take the big one out. I'll set that to one side, since it is a Frankie corkbark. Now I have this other inside here, I don't know if you can see this. Hopefully you can. There's a handlebar branch situation. Actually, there's almost two of them. There's another one right underneath of it. And there's a little piece on the inside here. We'll take that off as well. So now let me look at this from the front. Okay, so here again we have a handlebar branch situation right here. And we don't want the one growing inside to compete with the other trunk, so we'll take that off. I have this little piece here, so I can take this whole one off. I have the lily put here in the front. I've got this branch that's coming over in the back here. It's sort of going to be in the way a little. So let me take it off. And so now again I've got two branches coming from the same place right there. Trying to decide which would be the better one. Probably be better to keep this one in the back and take that one to open up the front. And when I cut this, somehow I ended up leaving a whole big stub there. So let's take that off. And we can clean up that a bit there. Now here up at the top, again we will shorten it just down to a leaf. Shorten this one down to a leaf. So I've got one or two branches here of my lily put jade in the front here that have gone really well, that are actually interfering with the rainbow jade. But there is a piece way in here, if I look very carefully. And that looks like it's going to start to grow up this way. Just try to take that stub back a little. Now I have this one in the front that's going to sort of interfere, but it looks like there's another sprout coming there that might go that way, so we will leave that where it is. And this branch is looking pretty healthy. It's got a couple of little shoots coming off of it. One going towards the back, so we'll just take the little one in the front here. And maybe take these couple little pieces there. And now for the apex of the lily put. Actually, there's a little sprout down there and a few other spots. Let me take it to there. All right, there is our jade forest, our mixed jade forest planting. Oh, okay. Let's clean that up a little. There's the front of the planting. Again, back to the left side. Back around to the back. To the right side, back to the front. Since it is still March and we are still having some cooler evenings, we are going to keep it indoors for another few weeks at least, until we have nights that are more in the 50s rather in 60s rather than the 40s. Until then, we'll keep it under the grow lights and keep it growing. Thank you for watching. I hope you'll like and subscribe.